I'm not a real big sports guy, but I don't like. I'm not a huge football fan. I'm not a football fan at all. I could care less who wins, care less who loses, because those players make $1 million. That's my big thing with sports in general in today's world is that it's no longer pay to play. It's no longer, hey, if you win, you're going to get X amount of dollars. Now, there are contracts that say, hey, when you make it to the World Series, you're going to get X, Y, and Z, and blah, 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 blah. But, you know, paying somebody millions upon millions of dollars, whether or not they win or lose, is just stupid to me. But I do like the business of those sports teams. There's a few teams that I'm following this year. When it comes to how they conduct their business, the Dallas Cowboys to me is baffling because Jerry Jones is like now the Vince McMahon of the NFL. He just won't go away. He's already said as much. He's not going to go away until he pretty much dies. And they can't get it through this old man's head that whatever he's doing is not working, and that they need to go get a better coach than Mike McCarthy, and they probably need to go get a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. They just re-signed CD Lamb to a bunch of money. What does he do? Go out there in the third game and drops the damn pass, fumbles football. Um, the Chicago White Sox. I don't know if these photos going around are photoshopped or if they're fake, but I saw one where only 12 people attended a game. They're going to end up like what the main topic of this video is. They're going to end up like the Oakland A's. They should do to them what they did, when the Nationals came in. Get rid of them. They got rid of the Montreal Expos and expanded it again. I think that's when the Nationals came into play. They came back to DC. Get rid of the White Sox and move a team. Let me check something here. Let me check because I've driven it before. From Chicago, Illinois. No, not Chico, California. To Nashville, Tennessee. All right, it's a 7-hour drive. Move the damn team down south 7 hours. Put a team in Nashville. MLB has been looking to expand for quite a while now. Anyways, there's talks of Portland. There's talks of Nashville and Salt Lake City are the three places that they're looking at. Maybe North Carolina, from what I've heard. Charlotte, North Carolina is fourth, but you're only 4 hours away from Atlanta, or 2 hours away from, no, one, two, about 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours away from Atlanta. Um, and Charlotte is kind of the halfway point. Or no, actually, it's not even the halfway point. I don't know. Yeah, you could probably, I don't know where else you could put one on the East Coast besides Charlotte at this point. Sorry. Um, and they're not going to put one in Alabama for crying out loud. Oof. Anyway, I say you take the White Sox, you move them down to Nashville, or maybe even Memphis. I say maybe. What's wrong with Memphis? It's a little bit further away, but you got everybody could come over from Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, the western part of Tennessee. Everybody in the eastern part of Tennessee drives the 3 hours down to Atlanta anyway. Maybe New Orleans. New Orleans could get a team. They got an NBA team when they did that expansion. What was it? The New Orleans Pelicans? I don't know. I'm not a sports guy, but the main topic of this video is the Oakland Athletics, the old money ballers. They pretty much took Bill James's concept. If you've never seen the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt, go watch it. It's very, very interesting. And it's a concept that led the Red Sox to break their curse. Some say it's even what led Chicago to break their curse. You know, it did. As much as people who are longtime fans of baseball don't like the Moneyball concept, it did kind of shed some light on how to manage a team and get more for less when you think about it by the numbers. Anyway, the Oakland A's are in a situation where they're in a stadium that has been around, I believe, since the 60s. It doubled as the Oakland Raiders football team stadium to the point where if they wanted to play Sunday baseball, they couldn't have Sunday football, and vice versa. It took too long to get the field switched over, so you couldn't have a Monday night football game there if you had a Sunday baseball game, and vice versa. It's old. It's falling apart. They've made no renovations to it since this guy Fisher has taken it over, and he's had it for 20 years. 20 years throughout the entire Moneyball thing, and he's a billionaire, for crying out loud, that does not want to spend the money to help his team. I heard one of these sports shows saying, it used to be it was an honor to have an ownership in a major sports team because you felt like you were giving back to your community by putting on a show and giving them something to root for. And this guy, Fisher, has bought this team and has let it squander. Yes, they've had a couple of and he writes this letter. Basically what is happening is Major League Baseball has gave them until the end of this year to find a new permanent home. And the city of Oakland does not want to pay to build them a new stadium. He doesn't want to meet them halfway and build a new stadium himself. They don't want to renovate the current one because, quite frankly, it should be condemned. So he's going to up and move. He's going to pull a major league. He is the Mrs. Phelps of this story. If I could get the attendance to drop so low and get the city pissed off at me, though, Miami's offered to buy us a new ball club and move us there for free. So guess what? The city of Las Vegas is going to build them a new stadium where the old Tropicana casino used to be. They just tore the Trop down this year. Got demolished earlier this summer. Now there's rumors that instead of the baseball stadium, I've also heard somebody say a new Hard Rock is going to go there. I don't know. But we have a billionaire not wanting to pony up the dough. And he's been nickel and diming this team to death. However, here's what baffles me. While they figure out where and how they're going to build a new stadium in Vegas, for the next 2 years they're going to be playing at a minor league ballpark in Sacramento, which is about a 3-hour drive away from Oakland. And the fans are pissed. They've been chanting "sell the team" at this guy because they wanted to stay in Oakland, and there's at least, everybody says that there's at least 3 or 4 tech billionaires out there from California that would buy this team in a New York minute and keep the team in Oakland. and build a new stadium, demolish this one. Okay, go play in Sacramento, or even share the San Francisco Giants stadium or whatever. While we build you a stadium, we don't want to take the team out of Oakland. But nope, this billionaire Fisher, he refuses to sell. So they're going to go play in Sacramento for now maybe we're hearing it's maybe 3 years, while they build this stadium in Vegas. And here's what they're going to do to this minor league ballpark. Apparently, it gets so hot in Sacramento during the summertime that they're only going to play night games. And they're going to take a minor league ballpark that is going to go back to having minor league games when this team finally makes it to Vegas, when or if they make it to Vegas. Because all we've seen is the Sydney Opera House that doubles as a baseball stadium that they're planning to build. And they just have plans. There's no concrete deal in place. There's nothing that says, yes, we're going to build where the old Trop used to be. There's also a rumor that they may build it right outside the Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star, as they call it. Anyway, so what are they going to have to do to get this minor league ballpark ready? They're going to say, I don't know if Sacramento's doing this, or the owner of the A's is doing this, but they're going to have to install new turf. They're going to put a cooling system underneath the turf that makes the ground cooler to play on. They're going to expand a little bit of the seating and add new club seating. They're going to have to build a new clubhouse. All of this is probably going to cost close to maybe millions of dollars to put in, maybe $1 million to put in and maintain. They're going to have to expand concessions at a minor league ballpark. So they're making all these changes. But this guy doesn't want to spend the money to renovate or build a new stadium in Oakland. This guy doesn't even come to the games. He doesn't come to the games. He's never, in the 20 years that he's owned the team, has never done one press conference, one interview with any member of the press, not one Q&A, nothing. He's a ghost to the media. MLB even wants him gone. The offices of Major League Baseball, the commissioner's office, whatever the case may be, they hate this guy. But, as I try to do on this channel, I guarantee you I know why this guy is being so steadfast about this. He does not like the city of Oakland, and who can blame the guy? Who can blame the guy? It's freaking Oakland. It's a hellhole. Look at what's happened to San Francisco in the recent years. San Francisco's a hellhole too with all the homeless people. So he wants to get the hell out of that Northern California Bay Area. I can't say I blame him. Number two, I guarantee you, number two that's factoring into this decision is that the attendance is down. Yeah, they sold out the last month worth of games, but the attendance has been so low. Why would I build you and it's a contradictory thing. It's kind of like a double-edged, it contradicts itself. The fans won't come to the stadium because the stadium and the team sucks. Yet he won't build a stadium or put a damn team together that's worth a damn because nobody's coming out to the games. You have to spend money to make money. So it is just as much his fault as it is the fans. And I don't blame him for, honestly, the number one thing I could say about him for leaving Oakland is the crime rate in the city's a hellhole. Yeah, the fans are passionate. Yeah, they love their team. Rah rah, go A's. Blah 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 blah. But that's why they built Shea Stadium. They closed Shea Stadium down and built MetLife or built City Field where it is now because of the area that it was in. Not that City Field is in a much better area, but when you walk outside of a stadium at nighttime, when you can't go to a night game because you're afraid to walk around the city at night, what does that tell you? Vegas has its share of problems too. You got homeless people sleeping in the damn old subway tunnels there, and I've been there. I'm going there on vacation next June. I love Las Vegas. I love the city. Love the whole vibe around the city. I would go to a baseball game there in a heartbeat, and I know there's residents around there that love the NHL expansion team that they got. They love the Golden Knights. There's a couple of shippers and receivers that I go to there where there's Golden Knights stuff around the offices there. The Raiders, man, because it's like, okay, we got Oakland or LA or whatever city they were in before. We got their leftovers. Las Vegas wants new teams out there. They don't want anybody else's leftovers. They don't want the A's there. But this crap of Las Vegas people in Las Vegas won't go to games regularly. They won't pay for the PSL. Maybe not the PSLs. And yeah, it's not going to be as well attended as you know. It'll draw more than it does in Oakland. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to be a corporate vibe, and it's only going to be for corporate outings, and only tourists are going to come. So what? As long as they come, as long as the building's full. If I'm an owner, I don't care who's filling the building, as long as the building's full. It is a business, but I think that they'll warm up to it. I've been to, like I said, they've warmed up to the NHL. I mean, it's crazy how much Golden Knights stuff I see out there. If you see that you're going to put some time and effort and money into the team and try to get the fans on board with you, maybe they will be with you too. This guy Fisher, he has only one option right now, man. If I'm him and I'm seeing all this backlash after he wrote that letter going, well, they were in Kansas City and Philadelphia before they came to Oakland, and look at all our Hall of Famers and our World Series, and they made a movie about us. Nobody cares because the city wants to keep you. The fans of that city want to keep you, but you're not willing to pony up the dough, and you're a billionaire. Maybe you should give some money to the community to improve the area around the stadium so that you maybe you beef up some security around there and police presence around there so that you're not seeing crack deals go down on your way out of the ballpark. I was just in Washington D.C. this past July for a Nationals game. It is beautiful around that ballpark. Busy as hell, but beautiful. Last summer, I went to Truist Park down there in Atlanta. That ballpark's maybe 10 years old. Not even. I don't think it's even 10 years old. Beautiful down there. That they call it the Battery down there in Atlanta, right there in Cobb County. Surrounded by beautiful office buildings and hotels and restaurants and everything else. And they got a lot of security around there. You could do the same in Oakland. But this guy, for whatever reason, just does not like the city. Again, with everything going on in the news surrounding the Bay Area, I can't say I really blame him, but I can, would it kill you to at least try? He says, "Oh, we tried. We looked at 3 different places." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You sat there with a couple of people and went, "Well, what about here?" And looking on your computer at Google Maps. I don't buy for a second that this guy wrote up a proposal for the city. And the city is so, why would the city of Oakland, California give you millions upon millions, dare say billions of dollars to build a brand new ballpark when they got to worry about how to keep the homeless out of bathing themselves in the fountains. They got to worry about the war on drugs. They got to worry about crime. There's more things for the city of Oakland to do. To put their money in, to put taxpayers' money on, than a new ballpark. This should have been priority one when you bought the team. Part of your sales pitch should have been, we're going to build a new ballpark. And you wouldn't be in the trouble that you're in. Again, it's easy to, what do they call it? Reclamation? It's real easy to take a damn cesspool, throw some chemicals on it, and have it turn blue and sparkling again. You know? But this guy doesn't want to do it. And until that city cleans up a little bit, I really, again, it's a double edged thing with me. Yes, he could clean up that area. Yes, he could have built a new stadium. But at the same time, it's his decision. He's the owner. He doesn't want to stay in Oakland. Maybe he doesn't like the city. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. We'll see you down the road.